Hey guys, it's Jack here from Gingerbets and welcome to this week's Golf Betting Insights weekly YouTube video. In this week's video, I'm previewing the Worldwide Technologies Championship taking place at El Camaleon Mayakoba Golf Club in Mexico. In this week's episode, as ever, I'm going to be looking at the course itself, a breakdown of the key skill sets, all 5 of them, that I believe will be required to lift that trophy come Sunday evening. And then, most importantly, my best 4 outright selections for you to go to war with against the bookmakers in the UK, the USA, Australia, wherever you may be tuning in from. But before I get into this week's episode, I just want to do a bit of housekeeping, if I may. First off, a huge congratulations to David in the comments section last week. He put forward Lucas Herbert. Wow, 70-1 I think he was at the time of writing. Great selection. I think his comments were Behazen, who I like him, but I'm going to put my money behind Lucas Herbert. Similar player, much bigger price. Well, boy, you were right. What a selection. Congratulations to you. And guys, really grateful for all the comments last week. It's the most comments we've had on the YouTube channel. It was really good to interact with you all. Keep them coming. Why not? Look what we've done. We've had Tony, who over the last few weeks has given us top 20 payouts galore at huge prices. Now got David giving us 70-1 winners. Before long, I'll be able to stop doing this and we'll just have a forum. You guys throw your comments in, we'll all back them, and everyone will be off to the races living on a beach in Barbados. No, but joking aside, guys, please do keep the comments in. It's great for the YouTube channel, great for the views, and I really enjoy the interaction. And I know that there's more than one way of looking at a golf tournament, so I look forward to reading your comments. Right, this week's video, breakdown of the course, skill sets required, outright selections, and a little extra this week. If you stay tuned later in the week, there will be a best outsiders to consider video. If you're new to this channel, have a look in the description link below. I do a weekly newsletter free of charge. There's no spam, there's no sales pitches. I promise you 100% it's just one email in your inbox Monday evening or Tuesday, depending on when I get round to it, that outlines my best outsiders, my top 20, loads of other key stats for you to consider. So do take a look and sign up. It's just providing your email address to www.substack.gingerbets.com. Loads of cool nuggets. I've got plenty of new sign-ups over the last few weeks, so thank you very much. I'm so grateful for it. Please keep them coming. But if you're into your golf, then I suggest signing up, because there are little bits of information that will help you. For example, last week Danny Lee was one of the outsiders to consider. I didn't tip him up on this channel at all, but I do know people that place wagers on the outsiders to consider, and if you were one of those, you'll have got a payout of 35-1 on a place, which is incredible. He was available at all prices up to 200-1 on Monday, but you can use him in DraftKings lineups. You can there's just loads of ways that you can use this information, so do take a look. Right, enough of that. Gone on a bit too long. I know it'll lost a few of you already, but let's get straight into the 5 key skill sets required to lift that trophy come Sunday evening. Let's take it from the tee box. First up, driving accuracy will be the first stat that I'm looking at this week. Why? Because you're going to have to play from the fairways on this course. The data tells us that. It's a real important factor. So I'm going to be looking at driving accuracy. We don't do that often on tour, but this week we will do. Second up, going to be looking at strokes gained tee to green performance of recent times. This isn't a major championship, so I don't really care what historic form, pedigree a player has. What I really care for is, are you striking the ball consistently good from tee to green recently? Because I think in low scoring events you need to have that in your armoury. I don't believe you can just turn up and shoot 22, 23, 24 under par from out of nowhere. So strokes gained tee to green performance of recent time. Third up, greening regulation data. we know at this championship, 8 of the last 10 winners, I believe, have ranked in the top 10 for green in regulation gain that week. So why would we ignore it this week? We're not going to. We're going to look at it. I've done that for you, but I suggest if you're making your own selections to do that as well. Next up, scrambling. If the wind blows this week, you're going to have to get up and down to compete. So let's look at strokes gained scrambling. And for this one, I'm prepared to look back over 36, 50 rounds. Why? Because I want to see players that basically just consistently good at getting up and down. And then finally, last but not least, the 5th stat of the week will be par 4 scoring. Let me tell you why quickly. In the last 5 events, the player that's been successful and lifted that trophy on Sunday night has finished in the top 10 in par 4 scoring. Why would it be any different this week? I doubt it will be. So therefore, that is another stat that I want to consider. So let me hit you with the 5. A quick recap. Accuracy, strokes gained tee to green, green in regulations gain, strokes gained scrambling, and finally par 4 efficiency. They're the 5 key skill sets. Let's get to the outright selections that you really all tune in for. But before we get there, I'm going to tease you. I didn't think I was going to do this. This is off the cuff. I'm going to give you an outsider to consider. Let me tell you why. This player, Harold Varner, 90 to 1. 2 top 10s at this event from 5 visits in total. He's got 4 top 20s in his last 5 events, so real good consistency across his game. 11th in strokes gained tee to green performance over the past 24 rounds on tour. 9th in green in regulation data over the past 24 rounds on tour. 2nd in scrambling. What's not to like about that? I love the price, 90 to 1. There's a little outsider for you to consider this week. But the headline selection and outright selections and official picks, let's get to it. Headline selection of the week. This player, 2nd in tee to green performance over the last 24 rounds on tour. Top 20 in terms of par 4 efficiency, par 5 efficiency over the last 24 rounds on tour. An elite level iron player who is one of the best putters in the world when he is on song, without a shadow of a doubt. I think his price is outstanding. I don't expect that you'll see any 55 to 1 available about Russell Henley come Thursday. So he'll be the headline selection of the week. Excuse me. Second up, I'm going to hit you with a big price one. 3rd in terms of strokes gained tee to green performance over the last 24 rounds. 3rd in terms of green in regulation data over the past 24 rounds on the PGA Tour. He's got a top 20 in par 5 scoring. There's 3 par 5s this week. I think that will be critical, but he's a short hitter, and the fact that he performs really good on par 5s is something that I quite enjoy. But he's got 28 rounds at this event previously, and he's gaining over 1.5 strokes per round compared to the field. So those things all line up for a real strong performance from Kevin Streelman this week. He was available at 100 to 1. I snapped up a little of the 100 to 1, but I'm still prepared to put him up at 70 to 1. I think 70 to 1 is a fair price. I had him at 66 to 1 in my tissue, so I'm happy with 70 to 1. 8 places available for those of you in the UK. Those of you in the US, you may want to consider a top 20 play on Streelman when the odds come out later in the week. 3rd selection and 4th selection of the week have one thing in common. They are both seeking their first PGA Tour win, and they're both incredibly good players. They've both made the Ryder Cup teams. They've got pedigree. They've got skills in abundance, but they've yet to get a breakthrough on the PGA Tour. I think that this is a real good event to kickstart it. So let's get into the first of those. He's a man from the UK. He's a player that I've got real fond memories of for loads of reasons, going back to European Tour events. But let me tell you what I like about him this week. I think playing last week is advantageous coming into this week, which he did. He was on the wrong side of the draw last week, where he got a morning draw on day 1, basically blew his chances, actually shot a really good round of even par, was still in the tournament. But I do think that this week's test suits him. He'll got the rust off him. His iron play is elite. His driving accuracy is one of the best on tour. His putting's incredible. His scrambling's pretty good. He's in the top 20 in par 4 scoring. He's in the top 20 in green in regulation data over the last 24 rounds. There's loads to like about. Matty Fitzpatrick, he's the 3rd selection of the week. I'm really confident on Matty. I was tossing up between him and Henley for the headline selection. Matt Fitzpatrick certainly makes the portfolio this week. And the fourth selection of the week will be a guy from the US who took down John Rahm in the singles. He destroyed him in the Ryder Cup singles. That shows you the pedigree that this player has. In his only visit to this event previously, he finished 18th. He's a much better player now than he was then. In that event, he gained 1.7 strokes on the field per round. If he does that this week, if he puts well, his iron play is a kind of a given. He's one of the best approach players in the world. There's probably Morikawa, Thomas, and a handful of others better than him with an iron in hand. His driving is inconsistent, but I think this short layout will suit him. I think people will have him down as a big player that performs really well on big tracks, but I'm willing to rule that out completely and put him forward this week. I actually think that he's got real good driving iron that he can use off the tee, get himself in play loads and give himself plenty of birdie looks. And when he does make his breakthrough, I expect it to be a low-scoring event like it will be this week. The fourth and final selection for the portfolio this week will be Scotty Scheffler. 30-1 in the UK, plus 3,000 FanDuel, 8 places available in the UK. That rounds up this week's portfolio. So we've got Fitzpatrick, we've got Scheffler, we've got Streelman, and the headline selection, Russell Henley. Guys, I've gone on for 10, 11, 12 minutes this week. Really do appreciate you tuning in. Thanks last week for all the comments. It was amazing to have the most views that we've had, the most comments that we've had. Unfortunately, we didn't back it up with a winner. But may I encourage you to do the same this week. Give me your feedback. Give me your best outsiders. Give me your top 20 plays. Give me your best outright picks. And, guys, if you're into your golf, share this YouTube channel with other people. I'd love to get to 500 subscribers. That would be a key milestone for me. Please, if you've enjoyed the content or if you've had a winner or two throughout 2021, which there's been plenty of opportunity to get, then please do share the YouTube channel with your friends and colleagues. Thank you for listening. Good luck with this week's wagers, and do stay tuned for this week's best outsiders to consider video that will be with you later in the week. Thanks for listening and good luck.